Hi, Anti-Society. Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today, we're checking out ChRocktikal Piece. I'm excited. That's all I gotta say. Let's go. Yes, lyric video first. Yes, I pause. Yes, I talk about things. If that bothers you, leave now. Forever hold your peace. Pun intended in this case. But excited for this. 3 minutes. I'm assuming we're getting a rock sound. I'm here for it. Whoa. Oof, that's a chunky guitar.
Surprise.
Ooh. Whoa. Okay, first off, we just launched into this, which I love. I love that we were just like headlong into the song. Chunky guitar happening. There's like a synth that's wild in it too, that's like higher up there. But I love that it's got like a little bit of that like off-kilter vibe. And I love that it's on the higher register because it cuts through some of the like heavier sounds that we're getting from like the instrumentation. Also love the cadence that Siyeon had there. Just haunting, but like very much in like that like chest placement for her. So it's like having fun with some of those bends in her voice.
Surprise. 그래도 어쩔 수 없이 드는 생각 나와 다른 너는 널 주선이 내 생각에 근거를 주듯 이 세상은 나에게만 꽤나 관대했고 이렇게 내린 너를 잡아먹기
Whoa! Look, I don't mean to interrupt, but I love the way that we're getting, again, that very, like, comfortable, like, chest part of her voice, lower register, like, part of her, like, kind of range. And then we got that, like, build up there. And again, I think it's so fun to see how they're playing with these, like, heavier sounds. Like, I knew we were gonna go, like, a rock vibe. I wasn't sure like where that is, because like rock is such a huge overarching genre to point out, right? Be like, there's so many different ways that you can go about something that is a rock sound or rock inspired. Hearing them go on that like heavier side for something that we're gonna get a music video for makes me like very excited just overall, because there is kind of like a pop rock way that they could have gone. But considering the conversations that they were having in like the interviews that I checked out of wanting to experiment a little bit and wanting to do something that is both like accessible and is going to be like their own thing, I think is also really fun to get like that heavier sound coming through. Again, love kind of there's a little bit of, I don't know, grit or like bite to some of Siyeon's vocals here, and I think that's really fun given like the lyrical content. The guitar is super fun. Like it's just like this really like chunky riff, and it plays off really well with the like bass coming through like in the back of it. Ooh. Love the reverb and the layered vocals. I mean, come on. I'm sorry, the attitude, and I love the distortion on the voice. I love that she's putting so much character into her voice, which, again, Siyeon, I know, okay? I'm not coming in completely blind. I know what kind of vocals we're dealing with, but it is really fun to hear her in a different setting, right? Like, for all of the rock influence that something like the group Dreamcatcher had, this is her in like a different dynamic, and she's doing something differently. And she's like leading the vocal for this. That's very different than like interweaving with the other vocalists in a group. Love how much character she's putting in though, because I think that it really helps her pull the fact that she's doing all the vocals, right? So we're getting that like lower part of her register where she's got like a little bit of a bite or like grit to her voice. We're getting these beautiful like head voice mix sound that she has, more like powerful like belting moments. I love all of the, again, like slides and bends that she's putting into the melodies, because there's something a little bit playful and off kilter about that. I think that goes really well with the lyrics of this almost, all right, what are you gonna do about it? Come at me. Like, you think that I'm all talk or whatever, like I don't have something to like back up what I'm saying, or that I can't like walk into this space and dominate it? All right, come at me, bro. I love that we're putting in some of that playfulness in there, and then having that like really distorted vocal, okay, fight, like ready, fight, like the almost like announcer voice. Again, like playing so much with the character of her voice. And I think that's so fun for someone who's like going to be carrying the vocals. Again, you can't just like switch between other people. And because of that, you gotta keep some of that creativity with the way that you're like coming to the performance. Love all like the like drum fills too, the like changes between the lower drum. I think it's like, again, I'm not a drummer, so I'm probably not gonna get this right, and I'm sorry, okay? People have tried to teach me drums. I don't have the coordination. But kick drum, and then I think we're getting some of the higher ones, maybe a snare. I know that he talked about liking snares, so I might just be projecting. But again, I love the chunky sound of it, and like the, again, having something like a kick drum, and like this, the bass is really going with this like really chunky distorted guitar. Like it's just like filling up so much space, and then you have a voice like Siyeon's that just is really forward placed, really bright at times, except when she's dialing back into some of that like lower part of her tone, and it just cuts through it beautifully. Like her voice just sits really well above it. Also the mixing, great. I'm not even getting the best quality of listening to this, and I'm already like, the mixing's good. Ooh, like that line. Ma'am, vocals for days. And again, so much room there for her to play around with her voice. Love the too bored to bleed, too sharp to try. There's something really fun about that, of again, like sharp, like cut, bleed, but then this like playing off of, I know, picking a fight that you can't win, even though winner gets me if I got time, playing off of like being almost in a different arena than the people who are like picking a fight with you. So I think that's also just like fun imagery that we're playing around with. And love that she had a bit of a wider vowel piece like that she was making, so she was like widening out her mouth, a little bit of masking there, and it just had some of that like rock vocal fry playful sound to her vocals. And I think that's so much fun. I like that she took the energy up, and we have these like fun melodies up and down going into like the second verse. Love the layered vocals too, right there, that like bleh. I love that drum fill there. Ooh, the guitar. Like, it's so much energy. No, not you going in with the guitar solo. I'm sorry. The way that we got like the quietest hypocrisy and everything pulled back, we got a softer delivery from her. Not you giving me like this kick drum and this bass all at the same time. Okay, no, you can't give me haunting vocals like that and then I'll focus on drums and bass. All right, and then into the guitar solo, which is so good because we're pulling back that. So then launching into the guitar, it like lets it stand out a lot more. Again, the character that Siyeon is putting into her voice is so fun, and we have so much energy in the instrumentation, the drive of this song, that it's just so much fun. It's playful, but it's also like very attention grabbing, and I think that's so good for something that they're like debuting with, right? Like they're putting forward as like an introduction to their group, is like unapologetic. There's so much personality in it. It's very in your face, and it's not like pulling away from what their group is going to be in terms of having that rock sound, and especially like the name of the group, right? Like the different influences for that of like chrome and rock and the like kal, which is like sword, right, in Korean. So like all of these things that are very much like in your face, unapologetic, unscared, run forward, right? So like I love that we're getting such like a strong personality with this song, because I think that it's really going to set the group up for people to like pay attention to them. It has something to it, and I'm having so much fun. I'm sorry, I have to go back further just for this change up. This part. She doesn't need to be like that. Ugh. Come on. Love a guitar solo. I love the reverb. Wait! The disrespect. The disrespect for you to have this line and then to laugh and to deliver the line like that and then to just end the song, to just walk out. No, once more. No, they don't get to give me everything that I love all at once and then also make me question everything I thought I knew. It's like, yeah, I'm here for it. We're getting all these cool things. Great song, good performance. And then Siyeon was like, I know how I can really sell them on it. And just, I like the pause in there where everything like pulled out, like the try, and you have everything like pull out production wise because it emphasizes it, but it's almost like this give up kind of thing, or this moment of like, catching your breath of realizing the fight you've picked that you can't win, right? Because there's definitely like fighting words in the song. I fear I may need to listen to the song many times. I fear I might be about to walk into an album that is going to quickly become one of my favorites. And it's very early in the year to be picking favorites, and yet here we are anyway. So good though. Again, so much strong character in it that I think that's so fun. Really like rock heavy song, heavy production things. I love that it lifts really nicely in like the chorus, but still having some of that like off-kilter kind of feeling to it. And I really love that higher synth. I'm projecting as someone who like grew up around like X-Files, but it's having a little bit of like the alien vibe, which I think is also fun, of being on like a different playing field or being something that is so different that it's not even a competition, or there's something almost a little bit otherworldly in the way that some of the lyrics are like playing with language of, I don't know, like something almost supernatural about the character that Siyeon is embodying. And it's just like a fun element that's like higher up there in the production to cut through a bunch of the like heavier sounds. So excited for this now. I was already excited, but now I'm like extra excited. All right, music video, let's go. This feels like we're picking a fight. Ma'am, how dare you? How dare you? We just got here. But it's leading into that playfulness. I love like the having the chair. I love the lyric, like nerds. Hey, as a proud nerd myself, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with her looking down at me. I like the angle of like her literally looking down though, of being like, again, the playfulness, even just like her attitude, the outfits, even the chaos of all of the like chords and things. It's just, yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit messy, but I'm gonna be infamous too, right? We kick the chair too. Ma'am. I love the way that she sings that. She's a lot. Whoa. Whoa, see, even there, like with some of the elements, like I was saying, almost like supernatural or like a little bit of those like horror elements, right? And some of the stuff, some of that like off-kilter feeling. I love that we have a little bit of the like almost like stuttery cuts between the different scenes and even repeat shots. So like shooting the same thing multiple times, but like lining up different parts. Does that make sense? Like you're taking it multiple times and you're cutting between the different versions of it. It's just like a good way of making something feel off because it's almost lining up, but it's like slightly different. And I like that we're getting some of that kind of off-kilter feeling to it, not just in terms of the personality that they're bringing to the song, but also it's supposed to make you uneasy, right? There's nothing about the song that's supposed to be making the narrator is like referring to comfortable, right? It's supposed to be in your face. It's supposed to be loud. It's supposed to be like, yeah, I know that if you're going to pick a fight with me, ready, fight, right? Like... Even she's like, I don't even have to participate. Ooh, what a shot. Just before we got into all of the instrumentation stuff, I was also thinking, I love the shaky cam that we're using too, like handheld cam, because again, it adds to like some of the chaos of the feeling, some of the being in the middle of it, right? Like I like how the camera is like moving through the formation of the band, which I know obviously is not something that's like unique to this. It's something that happens in other bands as well. But I like that we're getting this feeling of someone like walking through the performance. I think it just adds to some of the chaos, right? Like I was saying with all the like chords and stuff on the ground, all the equipment, the feeling of being in this like abandoned industrial space, right? There's such a stark setting there, like this spot of chaos within it. Even like the red that we're getting with all of their outfits, it's like a bright in your face red, right? And it's contrasting with more of the monochrome that they're going for with the black and white for the rest of their outfits. So it's in your face, it's abrasive, it's also like a mark of danger in a lot of ways, right? Both like in nature, but it's also like the way that we say that something is dangerous in everyday like human life, right? Of like it's stop signs and warnings and a way of marking that something is like to be noticed, right? So tempted to go into this like the psychology of why that is with humans, but I won't because that's not the point. Special interests aside, the whole point is it's like it works both as a warning, but also you can't escape it. You can't not notice. So same with the setting, right? There's nothing else there. You have to notice that they're there, despite the fact that we've got them centered in the camera. It's also like demanding you to notice them while also being like in a place of their own, right? Like there's no one that they're competing with here. Like the lyrics, I'll be sitting on the side watching you fight each other because we're not in the same ring. I don't need to fight you. Like maybe I'll fight the winner if I have time, but probably not. Anyone who is gonna pass judgment on who I am or what I'm capable of, I don't have time for them. I have better things to be doing, right? So I love that they're like in this kind of place of like being isolated because they're just like, what, we're gonna be what, around you? No, we're doing our own thing. Doing a lot with a little. And I think that's always impressive. If you're doing something on a smaller scale with like less backing with some of the bigger companies, it's okay, how do we utilize what we have for the most impact? And I think they're doing a really good job with that. Like having a shaky cam or a handheld cam is like the least equipment you could possibly have. It's like someone holding a camera for you. But it's very like garage band. It's very like DIY. And I think that kind of fits with the vibe of the song and the style of music. I like the guitar too. Ma'am, do not smirk at me. Ma'am. See, like even that's fun, like having the microphone hanging down for that scene and then you have the camera spin, again doing a lot with a little. It's such a fun way of like literally like turning the tables, right? Because that's like what we're going with the lyrics of it's me that won again. Having it go along with that like vocal slide. So good. Even like I was saying before about how it feels like the camera is moving through it. We had that one part where Siyeon like walks around the camera and we get to focus on Junyoung. Even that part is like feeling like you're like in the performance, right? There's something more like kinetic about that than having the camera like pull away from her or something. Even like the intimidation of that is you could have had the camera back up from Siyeon, but instead like she walks towards it and around it, almost like dismissively from the POV of someone that she's talking to the lyrics of, I don't even have time for you, right? Ma'am, tongue away. I'm trying to listen to the guitar. Go off. Oh, the bass is wild. Ma'am, she's so cute. Okay, just give me a second. Vocals for days. Ma'am. Okay, just for personal scientific reasons, I'm gonna go back. But I was already thinking, I love that we get almost this like final roll call of the camera moving through to show the rest of the band. But it also almost feels like they're looking for like Siyeon, right? Like they're almost like trying to figure out where she's gone. And then we come back when it's like that, again, that stop, almost like the like catching your breath, like a jump scare, right? So I love that the way that they use the camera for that to emphasize that point. And then the like camera falling, again, doing a lot with a little. We love to see it. Well done. With a kiss to show you off. Disrespectful though. Disrespectful in many ways, but so good. And again, not a lot going on in the video. Wasn't really expecting there to be anything like crazy in the music video, especially just for like bands in general. Something that's more like a performance thing just makes sense, but so much character, right? Like I feel like Siyeon just brings so much of her like charisma and the way that she's able to play around with her voice that they just like really utilize that. And I love that like she's doing so much with it, because part of that is saying, yeah, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to be my own person. If you don't like it, doesn't matter. I don't have time for you anyway. But it's also carrying the song. She doesn't have anyone else that she's trading off lines with. So if she's going to pull the song in terms of being the vocalist, we got some backing vocals, but as the only person doing the lead vocal, you're gonna have to bring a lot to how you're telling the story. And she's a phenomenal vocalist, but there's a difference between being able to hit all the notes and bringing a character to the narrative. And for something that lyrically is so much fun and has so much space for you to bring that character in, I love that she's just leaning into it. Like I said in like the song reaction of having those slides and bends in the way that she's performing, little distortion moments and like the post on her voice as well, but she brings that into the performance as well, right? Like she's walking around the set, she's playing around with some of the angles of the camera, she's like standing up, she's laying down, she's crouched down. I love where she had the way that she was looking at the microphone hanging. It was almost animal, kind of predator kind of feeling, right? Like some of the body language there. And again, like all of these little things that you can get to bring into the performance that do a lot with a little and have enough impact to pull people in. There's just something very like in your face and kind of whoa about the song and like the performance. And again, I'm biased because I'm coming into this already wanting to be a fan. What do I know? But I think that it definitely could leave an impression on someone. And I think that's really important for this stage of the group to be able to do something like that. And it just makes me excited to see what else we're going to get on this album, because there's a lot of songs and I'm excited for it, but it gives you lots of like room to play around, right? Super fun way to start off. And like I said, like I love that this is so unmistakably rock and like rock music, right? And there's so much character in it and they're having fun. I think that's also really important. There could have been a way to be very serious about something that you're starting off with, and there's a little bit of something to prove, but I love that this song took a different route of being like super fun and also prove something. We're not even competing. So I love like the energy that they're bringing, both like in terms of just this super like so much momentum of the song, but also just like the very like playful off-kilter vibe that they had, both like instrumentation and like with Siyeon's performance. The bass was wild. I could feel the bass in my brain, which is exactly the way that I like my bass to be. Loved that. And guitar solos, always fun. Drums, like filling in that sound so well, like constantly like filling in the back of it and like making sure you have that like steady beat for it and like keeping up that tempo and like momentum. So good. So good. And because I know people are going to ask about whether or not I got tickets to the concert, okay, I know. I didn't. And I wanted to, and I know they're coming to my country, and I wanted them to come to my country. But I'm dealing with some stuff, nothing major, but it means that I can't travel, okay? I'm disappointed too. 2026 has been a lot. We're not even that far yet. So I'm sorry that I'm not going to be there, probably. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Put out hope into the ether that like by the time the show happens, maybe a miracle will happen. But to all the people who got tickets to go to different shows, I hope you guys have a really fun time, because it seems like it's going to be super fun if you get to hear that live, right? I feel like the way that sound is going to hit you live will be incredible. I hope you guys have so much fun, and I'll be like supporting any way that I can. I live vicariously through you guys, so y'all be better posting like pictures and in little video clips and stuff, okay? Because that's how I'm going to be living out these concerts. But I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go into my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so this next time I post a ChRocktikal reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.